Welcome to another episode of Dooboo's Diary. Today we're going to talk about training and how Dooboo's training has been going so far. So my wife and I have been watching a lot of training videos on YouTube, and on the most part, they're very quite helpful. But I think the one thing you don't really see that's required is the amount of repetition needed to really get your puppy to follow, your commands.
Good boy, sit.
Even from the basic ones like sit and stay to the more difficult ones, especially like leave it or drop it.
Good boy.
And we've had different levels of success training our dog. Apparently the breed that we have, the Sprudel, is easier to train, but what we're finding is that there are certainly good days and bad days. And what we're trying to do to train the dog is use a lot of positive reinforcement. And try not to punish our dog or whenever he makes mistakes or does bad things. We've been fortunate with a lot of the key areas that other owners have difficulty with puppy owners. The first one being potty training. And on the onset, Dooboo has had very few accidents inside the house. And I think the key to really having successful potty training is taking your dog out, your puppy out, at regular intervals, when he's a puppy, like literally every hour. When he's a little older now, we take him out every 2 hours or so, and succeeding that way. Because even though at this point he doesn't have to go potty every 2 hours, but we still take him out every 2 hours anyway. And we've been very lucky and fortunate that way. He's had very few accidents. Another thing that we've been kind of blessed with is that Dooboo is very food motivated. So it's easier to kind of get him to follow commands using treats and even very what you would call low value treats like kibble, and we use popcorn as well too, just air dried or air popped popcorn with nothing added on top. So as a result, if you have a food motivated puppy, it can be a lot easier for them to kind of follow commands. The only problem that we're encountering now is that because he's so food motivated, sometimes he just won't listen unless we give him a treat or something. So we're really hoping that that's going to get better. Alright, so what was the third thing I was going to talk about? And another thing that we found that's kind of helped him kind of with the training is doing a lot of kind of short training sessions throughout the day, especially during feeding. And if you can accomplish that, I think some of this stuff will stick better. So yeah, a lot of the videos that we watch are generally the Zach George ones and the McCann dog ones. We find that those two have been maybe they may be the most popular on YouTube. There's also another series called Simpatico, which also have great tips, but there's not as many videos compared to the other two. So certainly for new puppy owners, use those resources. As we have a high energy breed, a Sprudel, we're finding a challenges as well too. It's just he's so energetic. It can be kind of difficult sometimes to have him kind of slow down a bit, especially when there's food involved, and not get too overexcited. Doing mandatory nap times during the day to help him calm down is good. And I think the other thing that I want to mention that we've been very successful and very lucky in is crate training. So we use a crate we've crate trained Dooboo, and he's responded really quite well in terms of being happy in his crate, not making a lot of noise, and he's able to sleep through the night now without us being there. Typically with new puppy owners, they can whine and bark a lot the first few nights when you transition them from their previous home to their new home. But we've been very lucky that way, in that I think we've only had essentially 1 or 2 weeks of us sleeping in the same room as the puppy before he was able to sleep on his own. The crate training has been very good. I think with the potty training, you just got to make sure you take out your puppy very often, and you got to keep a good kind of schedule and structure with your puppy in terms of like his enforced naps and all that. And I think that'll certainly help. All right, until next time, we'll see you later.